by the arm and say, no, you're coming with us. This remind me right here where Panzy, she ends up pulling out Denzel's Washington's character on the old 1980s movie Soldier Story, where he's like, get your effing hands off me. That's exactly what she does here. Boom, electrocutes that guy. He loses his pupils. He is done. Serves him right. Yeah, she hit him with electrocuted Denzel Washington style from his character in Soldier Story. Goku is a straight fool. Like I've been saying through this whole entire reviews of Dragon Ball DAIMA, Goku's a fool. He's on the window. Alrighty, and then they finally pan out. Oh my gosh, SonGoshuaku. Panzy is looking out the window, and this is where she starts to notice that the Gendarmerie is following them, and she's like, we have got to lay low. We gotta, we don't want these guys on our track. And she says, we got to. And so Glorio takes the ship, and they're like, look over there, because they don't see it. Panzy can, and he actually takes out like this little what is it called, microscope, and the microscope, and sees that the Gendarmerie are near, and Goku, the East Kaioshin, Glorio, obviously they can barely see it, and he mentions how that Panzy has a really good eye for it. And so that makes sense because, well, I mean, what I wonder is, just like Piccolo has super hearing, that means Panzy has supervision, so she could see far distance away. So that's pretty cool to see. So they quickly turn the ship around to go the opposite way, and then boom, right there you see how Goku's like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. The Gendarmerie, the other ship was following behind them, goes right back and tells them, you better follow us or else. And so now they're being tracked by both Gendarmerie. It's like, man, someone who did something really bad, and they're getting followed by the police at this point, and now they're just trying to figure out, okay, how do we do this? They're thinking that they must be on to him. How did they know Goku was with them and everything like that? And they're trying to figure out this plan. What are they going to do to get out of here? And it's from here that Panzy thinks maybe it's not so much that they're necessarily after SonGoshuaku, but rather she mentions how they did track her. They did track her with her collar, and she mentions how when you have this collar, basically that's how they can constantly find you. And so they are on guard. They said something was suspicious about them the other day when they looked at it, and so they're trying to figure out here, realizing something's going wrong. And the East Kaioshin makes mention how if you go back a few episodes prior, there was a guy that tried to run, and he pointed that thing towards it and zagged that guy right back in front of him, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, clearly this collar gives a lot of people, gives them the power against everybody in the third world, because she mentions there's a lot of unruly people in the demon realm. And so they end up landing on the ship, and East Kaioshin, he basically ends up telling Goku, okay, let's have you hide back here, so they don't recognize it, because remember, they're trying to stay on the down low. Sure, it's easy to beat up these guys, but they want to keep a low profile. So they're going to comply. And so the ship comes down, and East Kaioshin is like, is there a problem? Like I said, it really sounds like a lot of police. Like, often if you get pulled over, you don't know why. That's usually the first thing you would say. Is there a problem, officer? And you have Goku. He's back there, and he's ready. Goku's ready to strike, because he ain't got no tolerance for these people. And so from there, the Gendarmerie guys, the military police, the people that work for Gomah, they end up going ahead and entering. And man, these guys are jerks, complete a-holes, just throwing out their stuff with no care in the well, care in the rail, in the world, going all over this place. You have right there, Panzy is trying to keep her mouth shut, and everything, because she's like, oh snap, they're gonna find Goku, but nope, Goku ends up going ahead, patting her on the shoulder behind, like, oh, I'm here, and she's like, yeah, and then Skyle's just like, no, we gotta keep on guard, and then I love this part right here where the military police guy, he looks over like, and then he looks over at Glorio, and Glorio's like, and then the guy turns back like, okay, the dude's just acting stupid. And then after that, Glorio lets down like relief. So I thought that was pretty funny. And they're trying to keep Panzy quiet. So Goku goes running off into the distance in the bushes, jumps in there, and then just Don't bring this guy on a stealth mission, all right? Because what's the point of getting in the mission where you're gonna poke yourself back out to go ahead and wave? Like, no, we need to stay hidden. And so Glorio's like, all right, you find everything what you were looking for, and Goku's looking. It's like, oh, we got these guys, and everybody's thinking, and they think everything's good because they couldn't find nothing. So this jerk right here, he boom, he's walking towards Panzy, and Glorio's like, oh, hey, buddy, you don't need to be coming over there. And then the Glorio's like, man, F out the way. Like, dang, okay. I'm like, all right. So he's going right up to Panzy, and he's mentioning how there was a mass Majin, and that you seem to fit the description quite well, so we need you to come with us. And, they're bringing up about how, yeah, when Panzy, nearly gas bombed them, and she's like, I don't want to go. And, well, he's like, no, I don't care. You're going to go, and grabs her. Man, these guys are just jerk. They treat whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, grown adult, the elderly, or a child. They just think they can just run right into your ship, throw your belongings everywhere. They'll grab a child by the arm and say, no, you're coming with us. And like, man. And so, this remind me right here where Panzy, she ends up basically pulling out, I forget what Denzel's Washington's character was on the old 1980s movie called Soldier Story, where he's like, get your effing hands off me. That's exactly what she does here. Boom, electrocutes that guy. He loses his pupils. He is done. Serves him right? So yeah, she hit him with electrocuted Denzel Washington style from his character in Soldier Story. And so these guys, they're all ready to fight. See, just think about these jerks. They're okay treating people any old kind of way, and then when people give them that same energy back, now they feel like, oh no, you only supposed to do what we do. So at this point, Panzy, East Kaioshin, Glorio, they're like, all right, F these guys, we on business, we've been called, ain't no need to act like we defenseless anymore, because it's time for some play-by-play. So this first guy comes running in, East Kaioshin flies right into the screen, basically puts that hand back, boom, first person perspective, chop that guy out. He's on the ground watching the fight. This is the point where, once again, if you're a fan of the Friday series, you go like, young man, you